podcast. A government shutdown is today. This is much crazier than we actually had to say. But I could get down to the point of this is with this government shutdown is much quite crazier is because we have government shutdown. The Democrats do not want to do their job. They don't. They want to sit here and they want to vote on a government shutdown. Uh, the problem is the idea of a government shutdown is much crazier than we understand. But this is crazier. If we are on a government shutdown in the state of the United States, the media is blaming it on us. But the Democrats were going around and they were looking. They were looking. Let me make this clear. They were looking around for what was going on. That's the problem. That was the problem. The mainstream media wants to blame it on the Republicans, but it's the Democrats' fault for this government shutdown. Let's go ahead and look what is happening in the government shutdown. And this government shutdown is big. This government shutdown is huge. And we're going to get into some other stuff, and let's see what they're speaking on the Senate for today. Let's watch.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation.
So we can see that the Democrats haven't showed up. I don't think they have showed up.
Mr. Sheehy. Mr. Sheehy, aye.
The Cubs swept the Cardinals.
Looks like they're voting. Let's see if they're going to make a deal on Capitol floor. Wait, let's see. Capitol floor right now. It's very, very interesting today.
Mr. Lee, aye.
They're voting.
Miss Slotkin, no. Mr. Thune, aye.
Podcast right now.
Mr. McConnell, aye. Ms. Rakowski, aye. Mr. Risch, aye. Mr. Whitehouse. Mr. Whitehouse, no.
So we're counting the eyes. I think we heard about 5 eyes going on right now, but it's quite interesting in my point of view with the eyes that are happening right now. These eyes are getting quite concerning. We're watching the eyes coming in. They're voting. Um, they're voting right now. They should be voting.
Today I'm going to make a beat. We're going to Output's new plugin co-producer, play your beat. It's going to analyze it.
This is getting harder for them. If they vote this one, set up for as the government shutdown approaches on October 1st. If they vote. If they go out there and vote, and what it needs to happen is the Senate needs to come and break a tie. The Senate needs to come and break a tie. They just need to go 50-50 to break a tie. That's what needs to happen. That needs what it needs to happen to our systems. Our systems need to break a tie. That's what they need to do. There's no life that we can break it.
Mr. Schumer. Mr. Schumer, no.
Chuck Schumer voted no. I knew it. He was gonna vote no all this time, people. This is interesting. They can't. Democrats want to vote on this one. The Senate is going through it. We have Mike Johnson speaking right now. The Senate is going to vote on this one right now. The Senate is just taking a while. The Senate just needs to vote. This is our Senate people. They need to vote. It is for the American people. This is not Democrats. This is crazy. I don't understand this. This is really, really crazy. They're voting. The Senate needs to vote.
How much would it cost to publish your book, translate it into your readers' native languages, and
Mr. Cruz. Mr. Cruz. Aye.
Mr. Cruz, Ted Cruz voted aye. I can see this happening. These Democrats are going to vote. These Democrats are not voting right now. This is crazy. Democrats. Chuck Schumer just openly said he's not voting. This is the Senate floor, people. We're watching this on Senate floor. Guys, this is the Senate floor. This is the Democratic Party. They're still talking. Holy cow. Well, we're back. So the Senate is not voting on this. The Senate's not voting on anything. The Senate should be voting on this right now. And they are sitting here and not voting on nothing. Radical Democrats are just voting. So the question is, what we have here is the question is we're sitting here waiting for them to vote on this. What my assumption needs to be on Senate floor, my assumption needs to be on Senate floor is they need to vote. They need to tie. The Republicans just need to go with the Democrats on this one and do 50-50. That J.D. Vance can come in, break the tie, and the government can set open. This is not the Republicans' fault. So if you Democrats are going to go out there and blame this on the Republicans, This is not the Republicans' fault. This is the Democratic fault. This is Democrats' fault right now. This is crazy. This is on-inciting crazy. And we have to increase our security. We have to increase our security. I have nothing to say. It's just a podcast that we're getting out there, and we're voting. We are voting for this. We are voting on this, and the Democrats are not voting on nothing. This is a problem. There's nothing else I can say. There's nothing I can do. But the Democrats are lazy. They're radical. They're not listening. They're not doing their job. When people don't want to do their job, we have a problem. Let's look at that problem together. There's nothing else that they can do. We're voting against our system. We're voting against our ideals. They're voting against the system that they don't want to vote. They do not care about the American people. It makes very clear they do not care about the American people, because they would have had no government shutdown if they cared about the American people. The Democrats do not care about the American people. They only care about it if it's for illegals, and that is very clear what they want. They want money for the illegals and bankrupt the American people. That is the Democratic Party. That is the Democratic Party. That is the Democratic Party. That is the problem. That is the Democratic Party. They do not care about the illegals and stuff. That is the Democratic Party. What happened to him? That is the Democratic Party, and we're sick of it. Do your job. Go out there and vote on this bill and accept the consequences. We're done funding illegals. Chuck Schumer doesn't want to lose his seat on lose his seat because he wants to. That is the problem. I have nothing to say. This podcast is about holding the Democratic Party accountable. That is why we're holding the party accountable. We're holding the party accountable. That is why. God bless America. God bless the United States. And hopefully these Democrats do their job. Thank you.